Well, the cricket ball tampering scandal could head towards an ugly legal war. Cricket cheats David Warner, Steve Smith and Cameron Bancroft can consider their legal options to fire back at the significant sanctions handed down by Cricket Australia. To talk us through premeditated cheating in the law, I'm now joined by Murray Thornhill from HHG Legal Group. Good afternoon, Murray.
Good afternoon.
So what legal options could the trio pursue?
Look, they have the right to appeal and under the rules that govern cricket, they can appeal. They've got 7 days, I think the 5th of April is the date,
right,
that they could appeal. And then an appeal commissioner is appointed, and that commissioner has 30 days to have a hearing and make a decision on the appeal.
Right. It's tough to follow the process of the law and the need for a quick, strong decision that sets the right example. Would you agree? Very
much so. And those things always have to be balanced. But I think it's fair to say that a fair process can't be a fast process. Those two things have to be somehow balanced. Speed can be a problem. Speed can lead to unfairness because things can get overlooked. And I think Cricket Australia have certainly conducted a very fast process and we'll see whether there is any appeal. That remains to be seen.
Yeah. How careful do critics need to be of defamation claims down the track when it comes to this case? Look,
critics have to be very careful, and I think constantly people aren't, particularly the social media war. People forget often about their rights, really not to defame others, not to impugn their reputation. So people should be very careful. And of course, there might be people left with egg on their faces. If there is an appeal, let's say, it could be an appeal, and let's say the finding of the appeal or things emerge throughout that appeal process that we don't yet know, it's entirely possible, and that the finding takes it into account. So, you know, people have to be careful for all those reasons.
Yeah, good reminder. Sporting goods manufacturer ASICS has cut sponsorship ties with both David Warner and Cameron Bancroft. How do endorsement contracts deal with damaging behaviour like this?
So most endorsement contracts like this have what's called a morals clause, which gives the sponsor the right to terminate the contract or take other action if the player, if the celebrity does things that damage the brand or could damage the brand. They don't have to take that action, it's up to them, and different sponsors will approach that differently. I think we've already seen Qantas has approached it a bit differently to Sanitarium or Magellan. So it's really up to what those brands think the impact will be on them.
Right. Going back briefly to, you know, all the backlash they've received, is it important to remember that this is not a criminal act?
I think that's very important to keep things in perspective. And, you know, legal sanction and legal process takes an enormous toll, and the public pressure and the public implications are very significant. So we have to remember that we're not talking about criminal actions, and we're talking about a sport and a game, and keep things in perspective.
Right. All right. Good to hear from you as always, Murray Thornhill from HHG Legal. Thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Wonderful.